Now here come the Chiefs into town. Week 2, Jaguars got a win in week 1. Chiefs did not. Chris Jones is back. Travis Kelce limited in practice Wednesday and Thursday. Stakes are high for Chiefs here. Look, there's 17 games in the season. You can start 0-2 and you'll be fine. But the Chiefs really need to get that bad taste out of their mouth from week 1. Best way to do it, go beat a playoff team in their own building, Peter.
Not only that, Mike, but I think you have to overcome a lot in this game. I mean, probably the luckiest thing for Kansas City in this game is that the weather forecast is for cloudy, chance of rain, 88 degrees, very humid, but at least not sunny at game time. And if that indeed happens, that's a huge break for Kansas City, because you've seen games in Jacksonville in September where the weather, and in Miami, honestly, where the weather is a player in the game. And look, 88 degrees, humid, chance of rain, that's not great either, but it's better than the alternative. And I think Patrick Mahomes showed in this, in the first game, that, as much as we talk about, wow, Travis Kelce is really good, they miss him when he's not there. You know why they miss him? Because he is the security blanket that Patrick Mahomes very, very much needs. And if he can even play 30 snaps in this game, if he can just go out there and do something, that is going to have a giant impact on this game. They need Travis Kelce in this game against a good team, a playoff team, a team that gave them everything it could handle last year at Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah, and a team that has an offense that can really do more damage to the Chiefs' defense than the Lions did, with Trevor Lawrence coming into his own, with Calvin Ridley back from his year-long suspension, having 100 yards receiving last week on 8 catches, plus a touchdown, 101 to be precise. Chris Jones back. No indication how many snaps he's going to play. Still working himself into shape. But, hey, good news for the Chiefs. They got him back in the fold after missing only 1 game. He was talking about staying out until week 8. He's back. That helps the defense. The Chiefs will dig a little hole, and everybody will be down on them. And we said this last week, I think. Now the Chiefs have something legitimate to say. No one believes in us. Yeah, because you went out and played poorly. We're just noticing what we saw. But they should have won that game. They could have won that game. It was a variety of factors that came together that kept them from winning. They're good enough to go to Jacksonville and win and to put it all together, and they had extra time to get ready for it. That's in Andy Reid's wheelhouse, except last week when it didn't work out that way. So I think the Chiefs will be fine in this one, but the Jaguars are they're one of those teams that I still don't understand, Peter, why they aren't getting more respect. They aren't the recipients of greater hype. I know the AFC is very difficult, but they're in the easiest division in the AFC. They should win that division, and they should be a factor in the playoffs. And we should be as optimistic about them as everybody is about the Lions.
Oh, I think so too, particularly because of their schedule. 10 of their 17 games come against the 2 South divisions, the NFC South and AFC South. And those are the 2 weakest divisions in football. So to me, and look, sometimes you look at a team's schedule and you look at it and you say, now this is an advantage. Like, it's an advantage to Jacksonville to play Kansas City in week 2 at home in the oppressive weather of Jacksonville in the middle of the afternoon. Now, it may not be as oppressive as we thought it was going to be, but it's an advantage to them to get Kansas City in week 2, when, by the way, you don't know how much you're going to see Chris Jones, and you don't know how much you're going to see Travis Kelce. So the numbers 2 and 3 most important players on the team that, is the defending Super Bowl champion are either damaged or not maybe at their peak right now. So this is a golden opportunity for Jacksonville. It's the best time they could have gotten Kansas City.
They get 3 straight home games early, too. They got the Texans and the Colts Oh, well, that last one isn't a home game. That's their annual trip to London. So they have 2 straight home games and then a home game with an asterisk, get their home away from home in London. But their schedule is easier than it could be, and that's a factor. I know that's why you put them as the 1 seed in the AFC, because of the ease of the schedule. That rotation the NFL uses, it makes sense. The idea is every 8 years, every team's going to play in every other team's stadium, and there's a symmetry to it, and there's a rhythm to it. But when you click those dials and it lands on, for the AFC East, AFC West, and NFC East, especially when you got 3 great teams in your own division. And for the Jaguars this year, it landed on NFC South and AFC North. And look, the AFC North is no quartet of cupcakes, but when you are in a weak division and when you're playing all 4 teams from the NFC South, you're right, Peter, that's a huge advantage. So they don't, by no means do they need to win this one. This is one where they could put the rest of the league on notice if they beat the Chiefs, and it would give them an edge in the potential tiebreaker for the number 1 seed if it comes to that. But this is one of the toughest games by far, the toughest game by far on the Jacksonville Jaguars schedule, and it's all downhill after that.
Yeah, and Mike, I think for those who would say, well, they've got the Niners, they've got the Bengals, they've got some tough foes. I mean, most of their tough games are at home. And, if you've only got 7 games outside of the soft part of your schedule, that's a lot fewer games than almost virtually anybody else, any other contender would have in the NFL. So this year, at least, the schedule is the Jaguars' best friend.
I did miss the 49ers game. That is a tough one coming up. But you know what? They have their bye right before that game. I mean, if you're going to play the 49ers, at least you get 2 weeks to get ready for it. And they do have back-to-back games in England this year, too.
I'll tell you what's a sneaky advantage to their schedule. They're going to be, and you would think it's an advantage to be playing 2 weeks, if you're playing 2 weeks straight in London, that the second game, your body clock is all fixed, you're okay, and that is the week that you have the Buffalo Bills coming over. And most teams now basically just come over after practice on Thursday. They land in London in the wee hours of Friday morning or Friday 8 o'clock, whatever it is. And then they go right out. Last year I was in Munich, and the Bucks, when they landed, they went to the hotel, they put their stuff away, but then they went right out and practiced. So I think that's likely what most teams are going to do from now on if you play in either England or Germany. But I think the advantage goes to the team that has been there, that can treat that week like a very normal week. And I think that's what the Jaguars are going to be able to do.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.